1988, thousands of people took to the streets throughout Burma, demanding an end to 26 years of military rule. Led by students, the protests were a major turning point for the democracy movement and were known as the 8888 Uprising. Daw Aung San Suu Kyi's speech on August 26th at Rangoon Shwedagon Pagoda galvanized the movement, and she emerged as the national hero. In September 1988, generals opposed to negotiating with the protesters cracked down. They opened fire, killing and imprisoning tens of thousands and forcing countless others into exile. In 1990, the junta held national elections. The National League for Democracy, headed by Aung San Suu Kyi, won decisively, but the military ignored the results. Nearly a quarter century later, activists continue the struggle for democracy, some still enduring long prison sentences and torture, many giving their lives. Despite the harshest repression, the democracy movement has survived and grown, and is now poised to take advantage of the new opportunities afforded to by the transition that is now unfolding in the country. Today we recognise 5 individuals who represent the steadfast commitment of the democracy movement. Ko Naing was chairman of the All Burma Federation of Students' Unions. At just 25, he led the 1988 uprisings that gripped the country. After the crackdown in September, he and thousands of others went underground. In the spring of 1989, he was arrested and spent the next 15 years in prison. Following his release in 2004, Ko Naing founded the 88 Generation Students Group, reuniting with other student leaders to organise campaigns focusing on the country's many social, economic and political problems. After leading protests against the government's fuel price hikes in August 2007, Ko Naing was sentenced to 65 years in prison. Joined by the monastic community, the protests he had begun spread across the country and became known as the Saffron Revolution. The military again responded with force, beating, killing and arresting monks and activists. On January 13, 2012, Ko Naing was released. He has spent more than 20 of the past 23 years in prison, most of it in solitary confinement. Aung Din was also a student leader in 88. He served alongside Ko Naing as vice chair of the ABF-SU. After the crackdown, Aung Din continued to organise the student movement until he was arrested in spring 1989. Resettling in the United States, he co-founded the US Campaign for Burma and has become one of the world's most influential voices for democracy in Burma. Dr. Cynthia Maung, or Dr. Cynthia, founded and operates a clinic on Burma's war-torn border with Thailand. A member of the Karen ethnic group, Dr. Cynthia fled to Thailand after the 88 crackdown. Arriving at the border, she established the Mae Tao Clinic, then just a few run-down buildings with basic medical instruments. Today, the clinic is an important treatment centre for thousands of displaced Burmese, and her mobile medical teams reach internally displaced people deep in Burma's conflict zones. Kan Tan-u is chairman of the Shan Nationalities League for Democracy. He has spent his career working for national reconciliation and a fully democratic society. In the 1990 elections, his party finished second only to the NLD. In 1998, he helped craft a coalition between various ethnic parties and the NLD in an attempt to force the junta to negotiate with pro-democracy politicians. Kan Tan-u was arrested in 2005 and given a 93-year sentence. He was released this January under a presidential amnesty. Jaw Tu is a celebrated film actor and director. He earned the general's outrage in 2007 by offering alms to monks protesting the government. In 2001, Jaw Tu co-founded the Free Funeral Service Society. The organisation has provided over 100,000 funerals for impoverished Burmese. It also provides education and medical services for the needy. Jaw Tu has continued his work despite harassment by the government. When Cyclone Naga struck the Burmese Delta in 2008, killing over 100,000, Jaw Tu's organisation was one of the best equipped to deal with the humanitarian crisis. The strength of the democracy movement of Burma is derived from individuals like these 5, each of whom has dedicated their lives to the advance of a more just and peaceful Burma. If the transition in Burma is to succeed, it will be built upon the work, courage and determination of its people, as exemplified by these 5 tremendous individuals.